But let's go on to the last project that we have to review, and it's Childish Gambino's Bando Stone and the New World soundtrack. This is the last project under the moniker of Childish Gambino. I feel like he's going for a most def thing. He doesn't want people to profit off that name or monetize the name Childish Gambino too much. I don't know, or maybe he's just tired of it.
He been saying it for a while though. He been saying it for a minute.
Yeah,
because I guess it came with a joke being on the Wu-Tang generator and like this character he created. So
probably didn't think it was gonna get as big as it did.
Yeah.
So here, who's up because of the internet? Oh, Childish Gambino.
Yeah. He's been rapping on that name and he actually ended up becoming a successful artist. Yeah. So I bet he like, dang, like
if I could change this. It's like making something dope under that one email that's just a weird name. Yeah, like, and you like, F, I don't like this email name though. Like Big Booties Love Pancakes or something like that. It's not, what?
You're nasty.
If you get
That's your email?
No. Maybe. Okay. That'd be a nasty email name. But Bando Stone and the New World B, I gotta ask you, when you listen to this album, did you listen to this as an album or as a soundtrack?
I went into it as a soundtrack. I went into it feeling like I want to feel the scenes that this falls into. So like with each song, I felt, oh, this could be them maybe running from something, or like, or you could play this at the end. This could be an end track, a title, the end credit song. Like this can be an intro song. That's how I went into it. Because when I hear soundtrack marketed in that way, it's giving me like playlist vibes. I actually I commented under some, I think freaking Russ stuff and told him how I felt in there and how I felt about the album. Like a little bit, I was gonna save some of my critiques here, but yeah, I didn't listen to it as like, I didn't go into this like a child, like I went into like because of the internet or
At a Vista or
not At a Vista. Nah, I didn't care about that.
Awaken My Love.
Nah, I think just because of the internet. I think I didn't go into it like that album. That album I went into it like it's gonna be a concept album, because he talked about the script and because I followed that album from the start of it, like how he started marketing it. So no, I didn't go into this just because I just knew it was gonna be a collective of different type of songs because it's a titled as a soundtrack category.
So for me, I didn't know how to go into this album because I'm just like, this is like a huge thing for Childish Gambino. He's releasing the soundtrack before the movie, and we don't know when the movie's coming out. So I'm just like, who is Bando Stone and what the F is this new world that he's talking about? So to me, I had to go into this kind of like as an album because I'm just like, you're releasing this soundtrack very early on. So you obviously want something to happen from the soundtrack. And I got two hot takes for you on this one, B. To me, I think his rap performances are the worst on this album. Like, out of all the genres that he went for on this album, to me, the rapping ones were the worst ones out of all the sounds he went for.
He rapped good on that, what's it
the
called?
Yoshinoa? I feel like, to me, some of the trappy beats and stuff that he was going over, to me, his lyrics were kind of stripped. Like, it was very, like, a lesser version of what he usually can do. And sometimes it just felt like he was playing a character more than, like, not really actually rapping.
Yeah, he wasn't being serious.
Yeah, and so some parts I'm just like, that's what made me feel like try just as an album or a soundtrack. Yeah. But then also, my second hot take, this gave me Purple Rain vibes. The reason I say that is because obviously black artist making a soundtrack for a movie, even though I haven't seen the movie. Nor do we know when the movie's coming out at the time. But also there's multiple genres of just this album. Now when we had something like the Black Panther soundtrack made by Kendrick Lamar from a rapper, it mostly was like in the urban rapper R&B space, like with all the stars and stuff like that. Mostly rap. To me, this gave me different genres or different like experimental type of sounds from a rapper that we usually do not get. And for me, Childish Gambino, to me, this gave me vibes of because of the internet, because of some of the scene setting that he tried to do in some of these songs, but also some of At a Vista with some of the weird sounds that he tried to do, like with the last track on this album. And for me, there were points on this project where I'm just like, when he had not poor performances, but when he had not so great rapping performances, I'm like, all right, this is definitely like something for the album, or I mean the movie, something to be played in the background. But also usually has some other songs where I'm just like, this is really fun. This is really good. This is really catchy. Like this could be on the radio. This could be huge. I really enjoy this. To me, I went back and forth. I'm like, I don't know how to judge this album. Like as a soundtrack, this is a pretty solid soundtrack. As an album, obviously it's all over the place. It's very experimental for what Childish Gambino usually goes for. I wish he had a bit Awaken My Love vibes on here. I think that's the only genre he didn't really touch right there like that. But overall, I gotta say that I enjoyed this project.
Yeah, I did too. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I played like all weekend.
Yeah, I played it like 5 times.
Yeah, I played it probably more. But
Well,
yeah,
I had to bounce other stuff out.
yeah, I was just playing it, bro. I enjoyed it. I just looked at it as a soundtrack. Like, I didn't come into this like, oh man, what is gonna be this content? Is he gonna have like some hidden message in between some of these, or like, do this coincide with this? No. If you say some a playlist, soundtrack, to me, you're just trying to get out some songs. It could either come off as lazy because you just can throw out some stuff and like, yo, part of a soundtrack. Oh, it's just a playlist. Doesn't really mean anything. It's just some tunes. I can look at it that way because also I feel like my hot take from Gambino, I feel like he's trying to rush his way out of this stuff. Like, even he putting out 2 albums, he made this a soundtrack, and it's just like he putting out little stuff. Cause like some of the songs, it's like some of the songs that you probably feel like he did poor on, like having that like with Flo Milli and all that stuff on there.
Oh, Flo Milli did her.
Yeah, she was dope. But like you put them songs out there, it's like it's just some stuff I was working on with them, or like the song he did with his son, you know.
At the end?
Not the end. The one when him and his son was going back and forth, rapping.
His son?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm
Legend?
Oh, that's his son.
That's his son.
Oh, okay.
That's him and his son. Like, he'll say something. His son was like, he was like, I lost my dad. I was so and so, and it's like I seen his face.
Wait, is this his son in real life or
that's
for the
his
movie?
son. His son in the movie is his son.
Oh, see, I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah. So Brando Stone is the character he's playing. Mm-hmm. Like, if you hear him, like, she was like, what else could you do? He's like, I could sing. Yeah. He's the singer, and he ends up being like in this. I don't know what happened, what's going on, but like he's like a famous singer, and him and his son is like with this girl, and I don't know what's happening to the world.
Oh, so I thought. So who's Cody LeRae? Or no one gives a F. No, Cody LeRae.
I thought he was saying "Caught in the Rain." No, that's what I thought he was saying.
No, so what it is Cody LeRae is his character that he previewed on Instagram.
I heard him saying that. I'm like, is he saying Caught in the Rain or he saying Caught in the Rain?
No, Cody LeRae or Cody LeRae. Nobody gives a F.
That's the best song on the album.
Lithonia?
Yeah, I love that song.
I like it. I'm glad I didn't hear it outside the album because I heard
it outside the album. That's the first time I heard it.
Yeah,
I've been playing that.
I don't
even think I talked about it here, but I've been playing that. But you heard me saying nobody gives a F. I said that last time on the pod.
Here it goes, right here. Glover advertises Cody LeRae character with the Instagram account created under the name. After his listening party in New York, the post mainly teases album merch and what it seems to be LeRae himself.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought he was saying "Caught in the Rain."
No, that's why I was
like, is he saying Cody LeRae? Or something like that. And I'm like, is he saying "Caught in the Rain"? I'm like, no.
That's why I'm just like, that's why I'm like, okay, this is a soundtrack, obviously, but I feel like some songs weren't meant to be soundtrack songs. Like, they was meant to be album songs. Kind of like you were saying, like how he's trying to rush his way out and stuff that he was already working on. Like a song where he was like, oh, back in middle school, you know, I didn't have the hairline, you know, my dreads didn't, you know, drop or anything like that. So I'm like, I feel like this is a personal song.
No, I'm saying, yeah, all that stuff, I feel like the soundtrack is going into the film. Mm-hmm. I think it's interactive. Like, you're going to think about, I feel like some of the stuff in there is nuggets probably from the movie. Yeah. That's what I believe.
Because he has the skits.
Yeah, that's what I think. Because those all scenes from the dialogue from the movie.
Yeah, that's what I
jump. We could jump. We can do this. So it's like, that's all I felt about it. Like, I didn't judge this like an album. I just feel like it's a soundtrack. It's gonna have different sounds. Gambino is also another excuse for him to like showcase his musical talent.
To me, that was my main.
Yeah, that's my. I like he can showcase what he can do. He can make all this like poppy sounding music. I can make like this neo soul stuff. I can make this really like, I don't know, folkish, popish song. Like, you know, but it's just showing how talented he is, bro. You know what I'm saying? And he be rapping. You know what I'm saying? I be singing.
Yeah, and to me, this is technically an album under him, especially with him bringing this out so early.
Oh yeah, it's an album.
To the movie. Yeah. To me, this is his most experimental album. This is the most experimental album. Second would be Out of Vista. His most experimental, but to me, this was one of my favorite projects from him now. Yeah. And
much like better than Out of Vista, whatever that was.
Oh yeah. Because to me, that felt like it was all over the place and not in a good way. At least the remade version. I like the older version, the original version. But with this album right here, I loved everything outside of the rapping. And I didn't expect that. I expected to hear more rapping on this. But to hear so many different sounds, genres, the pockets that he was going into with some of these sounds and stuff, I'm just like, if this was just an album full of this from someone else, I probably wouldn't give it no mind. But with someone like Childish Gambino, I'm kind of more open to sounds for different sounds. You know, a lot of people, oh, he stole Drake's flow. I know you was interacting with someone on the TL about this, which I'm just like, why does everybody talk about Drake?
Yeah. It's so crazy that he's in character right now. He's wearing the hat. He's
in the woods.
Yeah,
in the
he's that
forest,
character of Bando. I think right now he's playing that character. Kind of what he did with Because of the Internet. And this to me is a more experimental. If you want to put it in the album context, like a more experimental Because of the Internet.
I agree to a degree. I think that those songs were way more intentional towards the narrative on Because of the Internet. I get what you're saying, so I agree. I'm just explaining my point, articulating it to piggyback off it. I think Because of the Internet, the songs are made for the album, for it to flow with the story in mind.
And this was all over the place.
Yeah, this album to me, it felt like some stuff could be background music or to set the tone or set the mood.
It's because that's what to me that's what a soundtrack comes in.
Yeah, that's
because
I agree.
To me, how could you freaking cohesively put a soundtrack together? You can't, because it's so most
Do you
soundtracks.
feel like Black Panther's soundtrack was good by Kendrick Lamar?
It was all over the place. I don't think it was cohesively. The sound was different to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like you had freaking, I forgot them kids' name.
SOB,
all them, the SZA stuff, and Lottie. It was, to me, it was all over. It's a soundtrack.
Yeah.
I don't, unless you put down like a West Coast gangbanger soundtrack. But if all the soundtracks I grew up listening to, like R&B and hip hop, and like you got all like New Jack Swing, you know what I mean? Like it still wasn't. It was some of the similar sounds, but it was all over the place. And this soundtrack was like, yo, I got a rock song, I got a pop song.
Yeah, to me, this was all over the place genre.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I feel like it could be soundtrack and be plays like how More Life. Oh, it's a playlist because that wasn't cohesive.
I hated that.
But I'm saying that's the same thing. That to me, that's what Gambino's doing.
No, I agree.
Yeah, but I don't see no problem. I didn't care when Drake did it. I don't care what he's doing. It doesn't matter to me. Put out some tunes, bro, and I'm a jam. If they good, some good tunes on there, and that's what he has. He has some good joints on here that I've been going back to.
Yeah,
like crazy.
To me, this album, just an hour, I really enjoyed this. To me, this is my favorite thing that I've heard this weekend. Yeah. And I hate to say it like this, maybe recency bias, even though I don't feel like that because I told you my top 10 was a stretch already. Top 10 contender for me. Yeah. Not saying album of the year. I'm saying top 10 contender.
Oh, this not reaching my top 10.
This for me it is. In terms of like, but see,
only because it's labeled a soundtrack.
I really like this because it's labeled as a soundtrack. So he's able to kind of like, tiptoe and dip his toes into the water. Like I said, other things can take over this. Yeah. But in terms of like stuff I really liked and enjoyed just off of like listening, especially for the pod, I'm like, damn, like every time I went to these songs, I liked it.
It's just only because like here I'm just doing a hip hop list. But if I probably put like music together, like all the music I listened to this year,
it might be no rap in there, B.
It probably be some rap in there. Yeah, come on, bro. Samurai gonna make it, and freaking Mac Homie gonna make it. Yeah.
Can't talk about Samurai B.
Nah, I'll be playing that. I still play that album like. Nah, Lupe was going crazy on that, bro.
We'll talk about it later.
God, he was going crazy on that album. All together, bro. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, I enjoyed this project. Like I said, I said my hot take to my homie. I was like, this kind of reminds me of Purple Rain. Like a black artist having all these different genres happening in one soundtrack, or in a soundtrack, obviously, to a movie. I'm like, I don't think it's ever going to hit like them. I'm not saying it's going to hit the same legendary status as Purple Rain. I'm not saying that. I'm just giving a comparison of, you know how 99 said, this is giving me the same feeling as Yeezus, even though he didn't really explain his point on that. To me, this is how I felt like, but with Purple Rain. Except I'm actually articulating my point.
Yeah, I understand. But when he said that, I understood that.
So what does he mean? Based off of what you think?
I was just saying, he was saying about the feel of like, it's making me like be all over the place. Like, oh, this here, like how you feel about Purple Rain, because it wasn't the same thing. You go into a Kanye West album, you hear Bound, but you also hear New Slaves. Like it makes you feel like uncomfortable, but I like it. That's how he felt. Not saying like, oh, this remind me of the sound of this album. That ain't what he was saying.
I thought he was saying more so like, oh,
because
this remind me based off of like what the people are going to say about this. That's what I thought he was going at.
You could say that as well, because some people will probably hate this, and some people will hate Yeezus. Some people still hate Yeezus.
Me.
You know what I'm saying? I always like Yeezus. But some people hate it.
Yeah, it's definitely not a top 2 out Kanye album for me.
Oh, no.
Yeah, people saying, oh, I sent you the thread. People saying Yeezus was like his second best project. Yeah, man. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed this project. It was good. I like it. I will go back to this, and I will probably buy this on vinyl.
Yeah, I've been
especially since I know that this is
It's out too. The vinyl out.
The pre-order, yeah, not the actual vinyl.
If the pre-order out, the vinyl out. Get it. That's what I'm saying.
Oh no, I'm gonna get it when it comes out. I'm gonna wait for the sale. This ain't limited. If this is limited, then yeah.
Oh, I thought you said you gonna get the vinyl, just buy it.
No, I am gonna get the vinyl when it goes on sale.
When the limited come out, you gonna buy it then?
Of course, it's limited. I'm only gonna be able to get it.
They be lying about that limited stuff.
Yeah, that's why I need a number count.
Yeah.
And then, here's a green variant
Then
instead.
they do it. Yeah.
Nigga, what?
I'm out the vinyl game like that, bro. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like I was high on it I've been, years. And I go up and down, and now I'm just been like, yeah.
So you don't want to get that $250 Ada Vista vinyl?
Nah. Only album I want is freaking. I should have just bought it. Was Rich Ass Haitian, and I didn't buy it. So mad that I sat and like, hang on.
Yeah. You got any more thoughts for Bando Stone in the New World? I can't wait for the movie to come out because I want to see what Gambino is producing.
Of course, I'm gonna check out the movie. I'm a huge Donald Glover fan, bro. I'm still in.
Are you a Donald Glover Glazer?
I'm a glazer of nobody.
Yes, you are.
Never.